covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
New developments in the Butler fire as the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office tells those living in an unincorporated area there to, quote, get out now. Plus, new video surfaces in the aftermath of a driver crashing into a crowd in Los Angeles. And the Boys and Girls Club revs its engines for a good cause. Action News Now starts now. Good evening. We begin with the Butler fire in Siskiyou County, where this morning the Sheriff's Office issued an emergency evacuation. The fire reached Know Nothing Creek Road southeast of the community of Forks of Salmon. People in and around that area were told by the Sheriff's Office, quote, to get out now with an exclamation point. As of early Sunday night, the Butler fire was 15,663 acres in size and just 2% contained. Road closures and evacuation orders are still in effect. Other zones face evacuation warnings and are told to prepare to leave. A new fire to report. A vegetation fire broke out this afternoon in Palermo. The fire, named the Alta Fire, started just before 1 o'clock in the area of Grubbs and Dunstone. It took CAL FIRE about 1 hour to put the blaze out. The fire burned about 20 acres of vegetation and threatened several structures. None, however, were impacted. The cause is under investigation. As of early Sunday evening, the lightning-caused Green Fire in Shasta County stood at 19,021 acres, but is now 51% contained. Only a portion of one Shasta County zone is under mandatory evacuation orders. Others are under an evacuation warning. The smoke outlook improved, with the heaviest concentration along Highway 299 from Bella Vista to the east side of Redding. And as we said, that fire caused bad air quality in much of Redding throughout the past couple of weeks. As you can see in this video from just a few days ago, the haze had many people foregoing outdoor activities to avoid the smoky skies. However, with crews making progress on containing the fire, combined with favorable weather conditions, the sky has gone from gray to blue. The clear air brought many out to the Sundial Bridge to take advantage of the beautiful day.
I can actually breathe, and like the sun is out and it just is so much clearer and beautiful, and I can see the mountains, which is super cool.
Perfect weather, honestly. Able to take in the fresh air, and it's windy and the sky's nice and blue, so we wanted to get out before hopefully it doesn't get smoky again.
Yeah, people in Shasta County hoping that nice weather like this continues so they can breathe a little easier. Well, here's how it looked today in our area from the Happy Camp Alert wildfire camera in Modoc County. Clear and sunny skies, but a little cooler than yesterday. That's certainly welcome news. For the latest on our conditions, let's check in with Sade, who is in our weather center. Hi, Sade.
Yes, hi, Jerry. So we are seeing a lot of relief. Definitely today was a lot better than yesterday, and then we're going to continue to see that cooling down over the next couple days. So for tonight, we're going to be clear and mild. We're looking at low 60s for the valley. For our foothills, we're looking at mid 50s, and then for our mountains, we're looking at temperatures in the 40s to 50s range. Now for our temperatures for tomorrow, we're going to be in the 80s, so I'm really glad to see these temperatures. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, but overall still relatively warm. So we're looking like 88 in Chico and then 78 in Paradise. And how much AC do you need for tomorrow? You can have it pretty much on low, and this is the first time I've said low in a while. So this is pretty much how it's looking. Definitely don't need it on until about 2 p.m. All right, back to you, Jerry.
All right, thanks, Sade. A local truck club in Northern California is proving that horsepower can also power positive change, in this case for the Boys and Girls Club of the North Valley. Action News Now reporter Sade Poland, who you just saw there, has the story.
Butte Creek VIPs, a Northern California truck club, hosted its second annual fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club out of Glenn County. It cost participants $20 to be in the car show, and 13 awards were given out to riders.
We have like best Ford truck, best Ford car, best GM vehicle. We have like best sound system, best paint, best engine bay, and then we have a custom made trophy that is a piston from a motor that's holding a plaque that says best of show.
Community Park was filled with cars of all shapes and sizes. They had a variety from lifted trucks, lowered trucks, classic cars, sports cars, and more. One man from Orland came to Chico to show off his '62 Chevy pickup truck.
No, we've done a lot of modifications to it. We've got Cadillac taillights in it. It's all leather upholstery, everything on the engine, fuel injection, and it's just fun to show up at these.
One local father brought out his 1963 Volkswagen Beetle specifically for the kids.
It's been around since the early 60s. I had all three of my little kids help build in the whole process in the build, taking the chassis up, shorten the chassis, doing the body, doing the paint, and just having fun with it. Trying to make it a family-oriented, fun vehicle.
Participants tell me that this car show allowed them to be in community with other car enthusiasts while revving their engines for a good cause. Reporting in Chico, I'm Sade Pullen, Action News Now.
The North Valley chapter of the Boys and Girls Club encompasses 11 sites throughout both Butte and Glenn counties. All right, we turn to national news now. Millions of people are under the threat of strong storms and even possible flooding. A flash flood emergency was issued outside Washington, D.C. Jen Sullivan is tracking the wicked weather sweeping across the United States.
Heavy rains triggering a flash flood emergency in part of the Metro D.C. area Saturday evening. This entire road underwater in southern Maryland. Emergency crews had to rescue several stranded drivers in Montgomery County.
How is this even possible?
Lifelong resident Michael Starr Hopkins capturing this video of a car stuck in about a foot of water in northern D.C. More storms and possible flooding on the way Sunday. Many of the areas in the wake of Sunday's storm have already been saturated by rainfall this month. Like Chapel Hill, North Carolina, which was pummeled by rain from Tropical Storm Chantal. The governor declared a state of emergency for 13 counties.
A few hours of rain can completely turn lives upside down.
Parts of the New York City area are under a level 2 of 5 risk for severe storms Sunday. Earlier in the week, a flash flood warning was issued as rushing water spilled into subway cars. Water spewing up from the ground at this subway station in Midtown Manhattan Monday. 2 people were killed in the floods in New Jersey earlier last week. Then, lightning from another round of storms Wednesday killed 1 person and injured 13 others at an outdoor archery club in southern New Jersey, according to local police.
This was a flash. I thought it was a bomb. And that was it. I was on the ground.
Many worried what this next round of storms could do to areas already reeling from recent severe weather. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
All right, turning to California news now. Police are still searching for the man who shot the driver of a vehicle that rammed into a crowd in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, new video surfaced today showing the immediate aftermath when that car struck the crowd. Take a look.
He just smacked everybody he just smacked everybody, bro. He just smacked everybody, look.
The video was taken just moments after the incident took place, and many people can be heard yelling, even crying, looking confused. You can see the vehicle that crashed on the sidewalk. Now, at least 30 people were injured. Police identified the driver as Fernando Ramirez, who is now in custody. Now, in the video, you see Ramirez was pulled from the vehicle by bystanders and physically assaulted. No word on what charges this person is facing. Now, this next piece of video I'm about to show you happened on Friday, but it just became available today of a Delta airline aircraft engine that caught fire during takeoff from Los Angeles.
Oh, look at that! Whoa!
The flight was scheduled from LAX to Atlanta, but had to circle back and landed safely at the runway with several emergency services waiting at the tarmac. No injuries. The FAA has launched an official investigation to determine the exact cause of the fire. On the political front, today, marking 6 months since President Trump was sworn in for a second term, the president went to social media today to extol the virtues of his administration while also lobbying sports franchises to return to their original mascots. Willie James Inman reports from the nation's capital.
President Trump was active on social media on Sunday, the 6-month anniversary of his current term in office. The president referred to the United States as the hottest and most respected country anywhere in the world and called his presidency one of the most consequential periods of any president. Also on social media on Sunday, the president called for the Washington Commanders football team to change their name back to the Redskins, a term that has been criticized as racist by Native American groups. And in another post on Truth Social, President Trump claimed his poll numbers have risen since the Jeffrey Epstein hoax was exposed by the radical left Democrats. The post comes as the president faces growing pressure from lawmakers and many of his supporters to put forth information about Epstein, something he had promised to do during his campaign. Late Friday, the president sued Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal for at least $20 billion following the publishing of an article in the Journal last week linking the president to Jeffrey Epstein. The story published Thursday contained alleged details of a risque birthday letter the president allegedly sent to Jeffrey Epstein in the early 2000s. The paper claims the note was signed by Trump and includes a sketch of a naked woman. The president insists he never wrote the note. In other political news Sunday, ICE acting director Todd Lyons appeared on Face the Nation to speak about the administration's ongoing immigration crackdown.
If your agents encounter anyone who is here illegally, irrespective of whether or not they have a criminal record, that person will be taken into custody.
If they're here in the United States illegally, yes, they will.
Those are called collateral arrests.
Correct.
Earlier this month, Congress approved legislation that more than tripled ICE's budget. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up, a cancer that is striking younger people more and more. Why that may be. Plus, when doctors use artificial intelligence, trust among patients decreases. That's coming up next.